Each year, the ecsn, or the Electronic Component Supply Network, a group of UK distributors, looks at the underlying conditions in the electronics component market and makes some informed predictions about how the electronics component market will fare in the following year. This obviously is of great help for distributors and manufacturers, as it helps inform them about the market and what it may hold for them in the coming year. To give us a summary of their insights, Adam Fletcher, the chairman of ecsn, has agreed to talk to us. Adam, first of all, how did 2021 compare to the predictions that were made last year?
Interesting roller coaster year for the market. The strong growth in the electronic components market globally was much stronger than we thought, and it dwarfed our forecast for the year. We knew that there'd be some strong demand coming towards the end of the year, but it actually surprised us. It happened a lot earlier, and we were surprised that the imbalance happened earlier than we predicted. So the market did significantly better than we first thought.
So how do you feel that 2022 will compare?
It's going to be another turbulent year. It's been a difficult year for everybody, but looking forward into 2022 has also been difficult for us and our members because there are so many unknown unknowns. But we've spent a long time working on the forecast and collaborating with everybody in order to produce a forecast for the year. And we think that in 2022, the electronic components markets in the UK and Ireland will grow in the range 11 to 15%. And we're suggesting that will probably be around a 13% growth in the mid-year. So we're going to see stronger growth in the first half of the year and then a slowdown in the second half of the year. So that's really what we're seeing. And we hope that we get through this reasonably well. I think conditions will start to ease mid-year. I think proprietary semiconductors and proprietary products will become much more available and normalized to a reasonable lead time quite quickly. And then commodity products will follow into the second half of the year.
As there is growth and strong demand, how will lead times be affected? Because we're seeing some enormous lead times at the moment.
Yeah, and that's really driven the problem. And that's because the whole supply network has got out of balance. If we look at the electronic components supply network globally, roughly 55% of the revenue comes from Asia, and about 45% of the revenue comes from a combination of Japan, the US, and Europe. And if we look at how that operates in a normal year, what happens is Europe, Japan, and America grow reasonably strongly in Q1 and Q2 and then decline in Q3 and Q4. The inverse happens in Asia. They have a very weak Q1 and weak Q2, but a very strong Q3 and a very strong Q4. And that balances the market. What's happened this year is that all the boats have risen at the same time. The demand from globally has come up, and everybody's competing for the same products. And that's led to some horrendous lead times for many customers. It's pushed products out that were on, X stock to 6 weeks, out to 26 weeks, which is, very, very difficult for purchasers and people trying to maintain their inventory. And as a result of that, everybody's systems, their ERP systems, are driven by lead time. So you input the new lead time and they instantly want more inventory. They want more in-house inventory and they want more safety stock. So the whole thing drives, it just becomes a repetitive cycle. And it's a self-repeating cycle that isn't very helpful. And as lead times come down, which they will, that will have a different impact because then there'll be a destocking process goes on and we just have to manage that process.
And what do you feel will happen to prices? Because we have seen some price increases already.
Prices have increased, and those price increases have really been linked to a whole multitude of factors that have impacted manufacturers. Really, the biggest impact to them has been the cost of production. And that's mainly because third parties, because many of the components we make have third-party input to them. Everybody's been working at premium rates because we've been trying to maintain output or run output at very, very high levels, at near or over factory capacity. And when you do that, your costs go up. And that, along with increases in raw materials and logistics, is very similar to the problems our customers are facing. They're seeing exactly the same sorts of problems. We're just magnifying it. And as input prices to us go up, and we pass those to our customers, and our customers' input prices go up, their output prices go up as well. And that's leading to a level of inflation. I think that a combination of inflation and a need to maintain a sensible return on capital employed means that prices will probably hold in the medium term, but may get eroded over the longer term. So I think pricing across the industry has moved up and is unlikely to come down.
So as a summary, are you generally optimistic about the future of manufacturing in the UK for 2022?
Yes, very. And that's, we don't look necessarily at manufacturing because very few components are made in the UK. But if we look at systems integrators who are, our customers who are manufacturing product, yes, the trajectory is absolutely up and to the right. And that's driven by increasing pervasiveness of electronics in everybody's lives. What's particularly interesting about the swing this time round is it's not driven by a single driver, which it has been in the past. We could go back and point at a very obvious candidate that's driven the market forward. This time, there is a great number of new applications driving industry growth: 5G infrastructure, automotive electrification, high performance computing in data centers, in cloud, in edge processing, industrial IoT, machine learning. The Windows 11 rollout always drives a spike in demand as well. So all those things are going forward, and it is driving the industry forward, and it will do for at least the next 10 years. This trajectory is up and to the right. Yes, there'll be some bumps, but it's just going to continue to grow.
And do you have any final thoughts, Adam?
One of the good things is the electronic components supply network really still operates as a people-to-people business. And there's great relationships and effective communication and collaboration along the supply network, alongside a very good dose of good humour in this process, has really helped to make it successful. And the pragmatic approach that everybody's taken to collaborating, getting things done, has really helped us. And, I'd like to suggest that, increased collaboration up and down the supply network is the way that we will all drive and meet successful outcomes for everybody's business. It costs little. Please try and collaborate with your partners because it makes a huge difference to everybody's success.
Adam, thank you very much indeed for your time and your insights into what the future may hold for the electronics industry in the UK.